The road to 2K17 continues today, as today we are rounding up some of the brand new information coming out of Gamescom. But before we do get this one underway, I want to give a shout out to the FranzZockt YouTube channel, who has made most of today's information possible. So shout out to him. I will be linking his channel down below, so feel free to check it out. But we have got a ton of stuff to cover today, so let's get this one underway. Good news for PC players today, as the 2K17 PC edition has officially been confirmed. Now it's pretty much going to be the same case as 2K15 and 2K16 in that this version will follow the console version, but confirmation nonetheless, so good news for 2K17 on PC. As far as my career fans go, unfortunately very little news today, but there is one thing to cover, which is it has been confirmed today that in the 2K17 My Career mode, you can now skip the entire NXT section and make your debut and start your journey on the main WWE roster. Moving on, some news now in relation to the cameras in the new game. Firstly, I'm not too sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it has been confirmed today that when you get out of the ring and fight a ringside, the camera style now switches to a dynamic camera, which has been compared to the camera angles that we had back in SVR 2009. Now personally, I wasn't a big fan of this back in the day, but we will see how this plays out in the new game. And following up on that and sticking to the cameras in the new game, it was also confirmed that the dual camera shots that we saw showcased in the Backstage Brawl gameplay also take place in regular matches as well. So for example, if one superstar is fighting in the crowd and one superstar is in the ring, in theory at least, the brand new dual camera system will again come into play. Moving on, we are now turning our attention to news on the much anticipated return of crowd fighting. So in terms of crowd fighting this year, confirmation that we can use the steel chair and trash cans whilst fighting in the crowd, as well as doing our diver moves off an equipment box, just like we saw in the recently released brand new Backstage Brawl gameplay. Also in the crowd, you're going to be finding some form of table, although from what people have said, it doesn't appear to work quite like a regular table, as you can only do special moves through it and not regular moves. So I'm guessing this table is not a regular table, but instead it's going to work similar to basically an announcer's table. So in theory, you are going to need some announce table finishers. From the crowd brawling to the backstage brawling, now whilst it is unclear if the locations we saw in the released gameplay are going to be the only locations in the game, it has been confirmed that if there are any more areas to come, the parking area from the previous games will not be one of them. So bad news there, I guess, for anyone hoping for a parking lot area in 2K17, as according to this, that is not going to be happening. So sticking to the bad news temporarily and a few smaller negative things to cover. Firstly, in terms of last gen, so PS3 and Xbox 360, it has today been confirmed that despite the 2K showcase no longer being a thing on last gen or this gen, despite speculation, the My Career mode will not be getting a version on the last gen systems, therefore My Career mode is going to remain exclusive to the current gen consoles, so PS4 and Xbox One. In terms of all the consoles this year, it's also been confirmed that unfortunately custom soundtracks will not be returning, and in fairness, neither of those two things are all that surprising, but still confirmation anyway, and worth a quick mention. But enough of the bad news, let's get back to the good news, especially good news if you're a fan of the entrance breakout feature. Because in 2K17, the entrance breakout feature has been taken up a notch and has got a few improvements. Now, one of these is the time in which you break out to either the match beginning or the match being thrown out. That time has been extended, so generally more time there as part of a standard breakout. Another improvement this year is that when you attack a champion, the title will no longer disappear and can actually be used as a weapon. Now, if entrance breakouts weren't quite enough, this year in 2K17, we're also going to be having the debut of some post-match breakouts, which in theory is the ability to attack your opponent even once the match is over. So I think it's fair to say if you're a fan of the entrance breakout system, awesome news today, and obviously some nice additions for this coming in 2K17. However, moving on to another of the more interesting bits today, as it is said that this year in 2K17 there is something called Ringside Finishers, which are said to be replacing the alternative finishers. Now, there really isn't much information on this, so I'm not entirely sure what this means, but it is said that the ringside finishers are a thing in 2K17, with it also being confirmed that as one of these finishers, AJ Styles has a pop-up like Styles Clash, which I would guess is basically a catching Styles Clash OMG moment. And obviously, if that is the case, a catching Styles Clash would be pretty damn cool. But again, a very few details available, so not entirely sure on that just yet. So stay tuned for information on that as and when we get it. And lastly today, from a potential brand new OMG moment being a catching Styles Clash to another potential OMG moment, which in this case is going to be the ladder powerbomb. Now basically this was spotted as being listed in the skills section of the game, and I would say this is potentially a powerbomb done onto a ladder which is laid out at ringside from the barricade to the ring apron. Again, that one would kind of make sense, and I reckon if that is the case, that is going to make for a pretty awesome brand new OMG edition for 2K17. So overall, some pretty awesome stuff today and a ton of brand new information. Like I said at the top of the video, big credits to the people that made this information possible. Again, the links will be in the description, so feel free to check them out. But anyway, as far as this one goes, that is it from me on this one. So as always, stay tuned to the channel for plenty more 2K17 content coming very, very soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.